Now, we are heading up to a look at the weather prospects, but before we do that, we've just had an update in the last few minutes. We were talking earlier about Storm Babet. We are just hearing from Angus Council that it is telling 350 households that they must evacuate in Brechin. That news through in the last few minutes, and that just gives you a sense of the scale of that situation. Let's get a weather forecast wherever you live in the country, but Chris Fawkes has joined me. It's a very difficult time for a lot of people coming, Chris.
Absolutely, Jane. I fear this is just the start of it. Because getting straight into the nub of things, the Met Office have issued a rare red rain warning covering Angus, where we are starting to see those evacuations, but also Aberdeenshire, Dundee, Perth and Kinross. And it's the accumulation of rain building up over the next few days that will really cause problems with flooding for various parts of the country, as we'll see in this forecast. Storm Babet then causing the problems, bringing with it mild air, bumping against this blocking area of high pressure in Scandinavia. These fronts can't move. They get stuck across the same area. The front's very active, bringing that torrential, persistent rain, with the rainfall totals building up, causing the problems. But it's not just rainfall. Through today, we're seeing gusts into the 70s of miles an hour across parts of eastern Scotland. Those winds strong enough in itself to bring down a few trees, so it could cause some disruption. And at the same time, we'll start to see that really heavy rain setting in place across parts of England, Wales, with amber weather warnings in force through Friday night and into the first part of Saturday around the Scottish borders, the Cheviots, the Peaks and the Pennines, parts of North Wales too. As we go into Saturday, there'll be something of an improvement in that some of the heaviest rain will start to ease off. However, Storm Babet is very likely to lead to some significant flooding. Some communities could get completely cut off by the floodwaters. Disruption has started to happen and is likely to become much more widespread over the next few days.
Good afternoon. This unsettled theme continues, and this afternoon we'll see further heavy and blustery showers, but also some bright and sunny spells added into the mix too. Now, this was first thing this morning in Twickenham. Grey skies, yes, and rather large puddles in the wake of last night's heavy rain. But the cloud has been breaking. You can see in Putney some blue skies, so some glimmers of sunshine.
Hello. Now, for the rest of this week, we have got a bit of a wet picture, really. We've had some heavy rain today. We're going to see a bit more as we head into this evening. Temperatures are above average, so it feels warm, I guess you could say, outside. That's a bit of a silver lining. And the weekend looks like it should become a little bit drier as time wears on.
And is it looking as bad as is forecast?
I think it's looking very bad, Sophie. Quite a serious weather situation unfolding, particularly across parts of Scotland, where this Met Office red warning has now come into force. A red warning is the highest tier of warning the Met Office issues. It implies a danger to life. We're talking about parts of Tayside, up into Angus and the south of Aberdeenshire. Some places could see 250 millimetres of rain and significant flooding. And there are broader areas of eastern and northern Scotland that have Met Office amber warnings in force. It is already raining. This is the rainfall radar from the last few hours. Some really heavy rain. And the trouble is this rain is going to get stuck across these eastern parts of Scotland, raining right through the night, staying very windy as well. Gales continuing in places. But as the rain continues across parts of southeast Scotland and northern England during tomorrow, we have a Met Office amber warning in force. Over 100 millimetres of rain is likely. Again, the risk of significant flooding and those strong winds not helping matters. Good evening. This Weather Watcher picture shows a gap between the downpours today. We did see some blue skies overhead at times, but also some pretty hefty showers. You can head on into next week. It does stay decidedly unsettled. There will be further spells of rain at times, but nothing particularly cold in the outlook. Assad.
As we talked about earlier in the programme, we do have that red weather warning in place across parts of Scotland, where we could see as much as 250 millimetres of rain falling, which would be record-breaking, making it Scotland's wettest day ever. And as we head into Friday, well, at midday, actually, that red warning thankfully expires, but you can see we're still left with a number of rain and wind warnings in place, where we could see as much as 200 millimetres falling in the amber area, and still heavy rainfall in the yellow areas that you can see on the map here. And that obviously extends further south into northern parts of Wales and also the north of England down towards the southeast as well. Yeah, all eyes on the weather as we head through this evening. As I say, that heavy rain heading there, it is going to get worse as we head through the next few hours. So definitely check the news and also social media for the latest impacts.
OK, Alex, thank you.